Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Is that how you pronounce his name? Pagansky. Thank you. Pagansky. No, I was adding an extra. I was envisioning an extra N. One time, and I'll never hear the end of it. Wow. It's tough.
The way I remember it was many years in a row.
No, of course, that's the way you remember. It was one time. It's a tough crowd.
That's right.
That's what she's Pam when she dances. What? 13th, you confirm it? Okay, it's 13th, okay. Yeah.
That'd be really nice. It's really hot, right? Oh, shoot. Ow. That hurt. Yeah,
All right, we ready to go in the back? All right. We welcome North Dakota to the podium. We have head coach Brad Berry, Troy Stetcher, and Austin Pagansky. The Fighting Hawks are seeking. I caught myself. Are seeking their 8th NCAA title, and they're in their 13th NCAA final appearance. We'll stick to the same format. We'll hear from Coach Berry first with an opening statement, then take questions for the student athletes. So, Coach, welcome back to Media Day on Friday.
Thank you very much. We're excited about being here today. I just want to note our players here. Want to just say they did an unbelievable job as far as getting through the game last night and making a couple plays to win the game. And again, we're very excited about moving on and playing on Saturday. We're very excited for our fans. We had a huge fan base here last night, and we're very excited that we didn't disappoint them, and they get to see another game. And I know we're going to have even more fans coming in on Saturday.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach Berry. We have a couple of mic holders. We have Steve on the left and Hannah on the right. See if you please raise your hand and state your name and affiliation prior to your question. We'll get going. All right, we'll take one in the back left.
Ted LaRue, KVRR-TV. This question is for Troy. You know, what they have offensively, Quinnipiac, you know, with Annis, St. Denis, and all the guys that can score, what's kind of your game plan going in to try to halt their offensive attack?
Yeah, we'll obviously look at some game film today and come up with a game plan. You know, I think for us, we're gonna be focused on ourselves. You know, last night we got through a win. And, at the end of the day, I think if you take a long look hard and look in the mirror, I think we have a lot better than what we provided yesterday. But this time of year, you know, good teams find a way to win, and that's exactly what we did. So we're excited for the challenge, and I'm sure we'll be prepared for those offensive players.
Okay. We'll take one in front. Paula?
Paula Weston, U.S. College Hockey Online. For either of the players, after yesterday's game, what do you think you need to adjust going into tomorrow's game?
We'll start on the far right.
I don't know if there's too much to adjust. I thought we played a pretty solid game all around with team effort. I think our speed can improve. I think we didn't get a lot of offensive zone time. I think that's always a key in North Dakota hockey. So if we just get more pucks deep and get after their defense right away, I think we'll improve our game a little bit for Saturday.
Okay, thanks, Austin. Okay, we'll take one in the middle. Julie?
Julie Robenheimer, Hockey Buzz. Fellas, it's taken a long time for this program to get over this hump and get to the national championship game. How do you control your emotions and thoughts in the locker room to make sure that last night wasn't the national championship game just to get here?
Troy?
Yeah, this program prides itself on our success and, the history, and, tomorrow's another opportunity to do something this university hasn't done in 16 years. So, a lot of colleges be proud just to get to the Frozen Four, and we've done that the past 2 years and fell short, and we were disappointed. So we're really excited for tomorrow. We understand it's going to be extremely difficult, but we think that our fans can play a big factor in getting us over that hump.
Take one on the second row.
Greg Allman with the Tampa Bay Times. Coach,
Hold on one second. The questions for the student athletes right now,
if I can
please.
ask you, sorry. The penalty kill last night, I think you guys, the entire season in 6 games against Denver, didn't give up a power play goal. Just want to ask you what's allowed that unit to play so well, and how important it is to play the same way tomorrow night.
Troy?
Yeah, a penalty kill is huge for our team. Anytime you can get a kill, you can build a lot of momentum. Same goes for your power play. If Denver scores, they can build some momentum heading into the rest of the game. So we pride ourselves on our penalty kill. I think we blocked something like 30 shots last night, and specifically Tucker Pullman, I think, had 3 in one sequence there. So guys are willing to put their body on the line for the betterment of the team, and that's important this time of the year. It comes down to little details. It's not always going to be the flashy play. It's going to be the hard-nosed plays, even just in 5-on-5, chipping pucks deep, and like you said, on the penalty kill, getting those big kills at crucial times.
Okay, we'll take one in the back left.
Mike McCann with KVRR. Austin, for you, I know it's a different year, but it is a very similar cast of characters to the guys you played last year. What do you remember from that game? What does Quinnipiac do well?
Yeah, Quinnipiac's a very talented and skilled team. I know they have the 1-3-1 neutral zone, so I think we're going to have to do a little game film on there and get our guys prepped for that. But they're a hard team to play against. They're really fast, and it's going to be a good battle for us.
Okay, we'll take one on the second row on the left.
Joey Johnston, Tampa Tribune for Troy. You mentioned, getting here, and you guys aren't satisfied with just getting here. You've gotten here the past few years. That takes a lot of effort. What is it like to reach this level and not come away with the ultimate prize? And how has that emotion and disappointment from the past years, how is that going to motivate you as you reach this game?
Yeah, it's creates a little fire within yourself. You work so hard. You set a goal within the summer, not just at the beginning of the year. So this is something that we talked about for a long time. We weren't shy about talking about it. And some people may not like that, but that's just the confidence within our hockey group that we support each other. We have each other's backs, and for the sophomore class, junior class, senior class, we kind of understand that feeling of disappointment. But at the same time, we played really well in Cincinnati in the regional, and we remember how good we felt there. And we have an opportunity to feel that way again, if not more. So this is an opportunity we want to grab with both hands, and we're going to do everything we can to do that.
Okay, we'll take one on the right, in the middle.
Phil Newman with WDAZ. This is for either of you guys. We've heard you guys and Coach say all year, we feel like this is a special group, and maybe last night when you see a 2-goal lead disappear and you're still able to come out with a win is an example of that. But what makes this a special group going into tomorrow night?
Troy.
Yeah, I don't really know where to start with this group. I think the biggest thing is everyone just buying into their role and putting their egos aside. Everyone checks their ego at the door. I think when everyone's recruited here as players coming from juniors, they're probably the top guy and the one getting the points, but you come to North Dakota hockey and you immediately realize that the program is bigger than any individual. So I think that's the most special thing about us, is that guys are willing to do the little things that maybe some other players aren't willing to do on different teams. And we come to the rink every day, and we wouldn't want to play for any other coach than Coach Barry. he's really emphasized a lot about relationships. I mean, you walk in the rink and, everyone's a best friend with each other, and the coaching staff's right there with us. They're interacting with us every day. So that goes a long way, that we want to play really hard for our coaching staff and make them proud, and then play hard for each other as well.
Okay. Bob, in the middle.
Bob's on NHL.com and BruinsDaily.com. Troy, we've asked the coach this question. Speaking of the nothing's bigger than the team, he's pretty humble pie about the fact that the last coach to have a chance to win first year was Dave Haxtell in 05. So maybe you give us a comment about why it would be good to win tomorrow night for the guys he left.
Yeah, first year coach. Don't think it's a better script, obviously, if we were able to pull this out tomorrow. I think Brad would be the first guy to admit that Dave had a lot to do with this team this year as well. We want to win, obviously, for Coach Barry and, Dane and Matt as well, and the guys within the room, but also our fan base and, even Dave Haxtell and all the alumni. We have a tight-knit family within that locker room, but at the end of the day, there's a lot more people outside of the room that we care about as well. And, you look at the fan base in North Dakota, and the arena yesterday was packed with Kelly Green, so the amount of support that we have goes a long way, and we want to win for every individual that cares about our program.
Well said. Additional questions for the student athletes? All right, guys, thanks very much. Best of luck tomorrow night. All right, we're ready for questions for Coach Barry. Bob, again, want to grab the microphone from Steve?
Bob's on NHL.com, BruinsDaily.com. You've had tremendous success coming into this weekend with the power play, of the penalty kill. I mean, now you're facing, if you will, the best power play in the country. Is there anything that changes with that regard, or is it just a continuation of what you did well last night against Denver?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think the biggest thing is discipline. We got to make sure we have ultra discipline against a very good power play. Quinnipiac has an unbelievable power play. We have to have discipline. We can't take a penalty late in the game like we did last night and leave it to chance. We got to make sure we do the right things. Winning a draw, first of all, to get it clear, that's a big part of it. So face-offs are a big deal. And also just, making sure our shifts are short with our tandems and our deep pairs, and playing with a lot of energy and composure.
Okay, we'll take one on the left.
Joey Johnston, Tampa Tribune. Troy was just mentioning about, getting here in previous years and coming up short, and how that's kind of lit a fire. And they're not shy about, speaking about their goal is to win this thing. What have you seen from your players in terms of the veterans that have come up short? How that's motivated them at this point, and how do you fuel it, if you do, to kind of remind them of they don't want that feeling again?
Well, I think there's no more proof than the last 2 years in Philadelphia and in Boston, and coming so close, and not closing the deal. And we, again, Troy said it. We're very close, and we communicate daily, and to the point where we bring things up that might be uncomfortable to talk about, but doesn't matter. We're a tight group, and we talk about the heartache and the pain that we got to. And again, like last night in the game when it was 2-0 and they made it 2-2, at the 10-minute mark, it was not only the coaches, but it was the players on the bench that all reiterated the same thing out of their mouth. We've come too far. We've come too far. We've put too much into this thing, and we know that we don't want this thing to happen like it did the last 2 years. So guys know, and they believe. And again, like I said, I think it's a tribute to the leadership and the resiliency in our locker room that comes from the players.
Jimmy.
Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. When you look at Quinnipiac on tape, what worried you the most? Their forecheck obviously seemed really aggressive last night, especially early in that game. And is there any opponent that you faced this year, maybe in your league or non-league play, that they compare to?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think first of all, Quinnipiac, they bring a lot of different things to the table. They play with a lot of tenacity. They play with a lot of compete. They play with a lot of fire. They have structure. I'd like to think that they mirror a lot of us, what we do, So, again, I think that would be a great matchup, because those are the attributes that we bring to the table on a lot of nights. Within our league in the NCHC, we see that all the time. There's 8 teams in our league. We see 7 different opponents that bring that nightly. So, again, I think we're well-versed, and we're used to playing teams like Quinnipiac. And, again, we have our hands full tomorrow night. And, again, we're going to have to bring our A game tomorrow night.
Okay, take one on the left in the middle.
Chris Murphy, Fargo Forum. Cam Johnson, his relaxed personality, how does that play into his goaltending?
Well, I think it fits perfectly. He's a goalie. I think that helps him as far as his focus. Believe it or not, when we watched him in the USHL, he would let a goal in maybe early in the game or partway through a game. And we always watch to see, you know, what's a goaltender's body language, or how does he react after a goal. And we watched him a lot. He was grounded, he was focused, he was dialed in, that, you know, he didn't let another one in, or he would let a minimum amount of goals in. It helps him. Like he's a guy that's a very caring guy, a guy that likes to talk a lot, and a guy that you know, is a focused guy. And again, I think there's two things that's helped him this year to be where he's at. A guy by the name of Zane McIntyre, who he got to play behind. Zane ran the table last year on playing the majority of all the games, and he got to learn how to prepare and be a professional and adapt to the role he's in. And also Carl Gehring, our volunteer goalie coach. I think he's done an unbelievable job with Cam as far as the mental preparation on how to prepare for games. And again, I'll go back and I'll go back, and then you talk about a special group. I go back to Matt Harinkyu, who was a big part of our success this year. Carl Gehring had a lot to do with him about preparing him over a course of 2 years to go on a 9-game winning streak when both our scholarship goaltenders were injured.
Okay, we'll take one in the back.
Mike McCann, KVRR. Coach, I know this is work for you. You're still focusing on the game, but to try and appeal to that human side, when you sit next to Troy Stetcher and you hear him say, "There's not a coach I'd rather play for," what does that mean for you? What does this group mean to you?
Very humbling, very humbling. You know, what he says, it's from his heart. And again, I like to think that every one of our players, they speak from the heart, and they truly do. He's a consummate leader, consummate teammate, and you know, he's not big in stature, but I tell you what, he looks and he acts like he's about 6'5", the way he plays and the way he carries himself. And again, that's what a leader does, and that's the reason why we're here today in Tampa Bay playing on April 9th.
Okay. Take one in the back right, and then Bob.
Phil Newman, WDAZ. Coach, what do you remember about back in 2000 when you took the assistant coaching job right after they had won the national championship?
Well, you know, first of all, very grateful for the opportunity. And it was a guy by the name of Dean Blaze that asked me to come aboard. And I was just coming off of pro hockey, and you know, the crossroads of life of what do you do after you play. And the phone call came in the late summer, and I can still remember. He said, "Hey, would you like to be part of my staff?" And again, I was just married, had 2 young children at the time, and everything goes through your wife as far as decision-making process. This one didn't go through my wife. It took me about 0.5 seconds, and I said, "Honey, we're going back to Grand Forks." And again, the relationship went back with Dean, and he recruited me as a player back in 1983 to UND. So again, it was very humbling, and I was very honored. You know, he asked me to be part of the North Dakota family as a player a long time ago. And then he asked me to be part of the North Dakota family as a coach, so it was a great honor.
Okay, Bob.
Yeah, that's a great segue to the question. I was going. Rand Pecknold yesterday gave us a pretty good introspective look at his history to get to where he was, and was it that 0.5 second decision that said, "This is where I want to be," or was there something after that that brought you to the point where you said, "Yep, this is where I want to be"?
Well, you know what, like I said, it's funny because we have a lot of players, and we're very fortunate to get very gifted players to come to North Dakota, and they have opportunities to go on to play pro hockey after. You know, I'll go on to the Jordan Schmaltzes of the world, and you know, different players that are in pro hockey right now. But I'll tell you what, they're following us just as much as they did before, and almost to the point where, you know, they're missing it. They're missing it as far as being part of it back here. And for me, it was an opportunity coming, you know, going to pro hockey as a player and as a coach, and coming back to college hockey. And I think college hockey is the best place to be a player and a coach. And again, it was an opportunity that I didn't want to pass up. So that's why it only took me 0.5 seconds.
Okay. Additional questions for Coach Barry? Take one from Nate on the far right.
Nate Ewell, college hockey, and coach, single elimination, you get upsets, and those are great. But now you've got the 2 teams that were number 1 and 2 all year. How special is that for a showcase for the game tomorrow?
Yeah, it is. It's a great storyline. Obviously, you know, and again, there could be any number of teams here, Nate, you know, playing in this final game. You know, I'd like to think that, you know, we've earned it. You know, we have the saying, believe it, earn it, raise it. You know, we believe it every single day on doing the things right, believing in what you do every single day. You know, you have to earn it on a daily basis. You know, we've proved that time and time again. Well, you know, we need the final part of that saying, and again, we want to make it happen tomorrow.
Okay. All right, Coach. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, North Dakota locker room will be open for about another 11 minutes.
Not 12, that's right.
Not 12. Not 13. Not 10. Smartass. I almost said it. Almost said it. Almost. It's hard.
You can totally freaking blame me.
No. No.
It is hard. It is hard.
I grew up. What's that?
It's not
Exactly. Hey.
Hey, I like that you
Oh yeah, I know. I was going to yesterday. I just like I couldn't